No way. Here, I'll hold it. You get on.
42, so during the occupation, he wrote The Stranger, which is a really strange book. It's not long. It's not long. It's about a young man. He's the narrator. It's a young man, very low affect. She pretends she doesn't know.
I don't know.
Joanne, I just wanted to say something. You asked him to clarify a little bit. He's complicated it more.
No, I want to hear.
Okay, so there's this narrator, and he kills an Arab, and he gets condemned to death because he didn't cry at his mother's funeral.
Oh.
So,
Is this
if
The
that-
Stranger?
Yeah. I'm hoping that's a hook for you.
I've tried to read it many times.
Oh, no, don't say that, Jackie.
Did you not like it?
It's a compelling book.
I started reading it at the wrong time.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you have
I love that book.
It's Hemingway-esque. It's very Spartan.
I mean, he's an existentialist.
Yeah.
My God, it's the house full of extremely intelligent people.
You know what? This is life.
Different strokes for different folks.
That's my buddy.
You want a piece of toast?
That's my buddy. I got the Syrian bread here.
Okay.
Thank you, David. You're the man. We usually sit in the back of the room.
Anybody else for Friday?
So the book.
Goes over our heads, against the wall, got the Nobel
I'm
Prize.
raising my hand for no garlic.
And he went on to write
You're not in it. Couldn't find any garlic.
equally compelling,
Overrated.
strange, working class, but he was.
What you miss when they're gone is their voices.
Did I overcook
They're
it?
going this way?
No, he doesn't
You
cook.
overcooked it.
Love it.
Did you want any eggs?
About what the main idea is.
They are.
Oh, yeah.
But what is he?
You exhausted? Or are you still on a
Do you go to
treadmill?
London?
Oh, I'm fine. I slept fine.
3 times. That's 3 years.
So
Had
this was
dinner
a great,
at
fabulous
Indian place.
Oh, I'm so glad
Mayfair,
you did.
which was north of.
Spectacular.
Yeah, you
Really?
know, they've got
You
the
did.
official paparazzi here.
I know.
Do you have to go upstairs?
Tamarind.
Oh,
You know, how often does my family come? I know. This
Yeah, this
was,
is really good.
I wish my
Yeah, she's probably down. It's downstairs. Yeah, that's Tamarind.
It was tough even for us to get out here, kids here at the same time. You know, life's complicated.
Yeah, well, let me tell you, let's do a keep it game. Okay, did you hear that, Megan and Perry and David and Daniel?
Okay, I ain't that thin.
Key Biscayne? Yeah, in January or February.
It's
Yeah.
they have a
Right in the midst of the raining system.
Oh, do you want to know,
Right in the
Joanne?
midst of winter.
Joanne would appreciate this. Maybe you too, Ellie. Pierman got an iguana. Perry,
Oh
what?
my God.
Dave, you want to tell the story about it? And
Harry tells it so much better
Oh,
than me. She was there on the
Harry,
front line.
She's nationally syndicated.
Right.
Country.
Yes, the iguana.
She's a.
So I took Pierman to, we were home, he was on his break, and I got an email that came in from a animal rescue league that Elodie's taken camp at and stuff like that. And it said that the coming Saturday was going to be Clear the Shelters Day around the country. They were doing it on the same day to get animals out of the shelter by lowering the adoption fee to nothing. And I was telling Pierman that about this, and he said, "Oh, why? Hey, Mom, I'm bored. Why don't we just go to the shelter for fun?" Because I used to take them when they were little kids to let them play with the animals and all that kind of stuff. So they said, "Let's go." So we went out there and we saw the cats and the dogs, and then he saw a sign that said iguana, $10. $10 adoption fee. And he's like, "Oh, can we go look at the iguana?" Because he loves reptiles. He has 2 reptiles already. So we went in there, and he goes up to this iguana who's shedding, and he starts peeling its skin off, and it's loving it, and it's letting him scratch his back. And they're like, "Wow, you really have a way with iguanas." And I'm like, "Well, he wants to be a herpetologist when he grows up." So we left, and Pierman's like, "Mom, can I have the iguana for my 16th birthday?"
Oh my God.
And then the next day he was coming out here all the way to the airport. "Mom, can you talk Dad into letting me have the iguana?" Then the Saturday morning of the Clear the Shelters, he calls me, "Mom, please, I've got to have the iguana." And so I talked to David and we went over there. Well, it was 100 and something degrees that day. They had these tents up outside with misters because they weren't letting anybody in until it was their number to go in and adopt an animal. So I walked up and I said, they said, "Are you here for a dog?" I said, "No." "A cat?" And I said, "No, an iguana." And the woman goes, "You're here for the iguana. Did you hear this lady's here to adopt the iguana?" "Well, you get to go to the front of the line."
Well,
But there's more. There's more.
So I filled out the paperwork, took it up to the second woman, and I said, "So we're here for Charizard." That's the name of the iguana, which is a Pokemon name. And I said, she said, "Oh, that's a dog?" I said, "No." And she says, "A cat?" And I said, "No, it's the iguana." And she's again, "Oh, the iguana." She's like, "This lady's here for the iguana." And they're like calling people, "This lady's here for the iguana. Take her into the iguana." And so we go in. They're filming us the whole time we're in there, and then
News is filming you.
well, this was actually people from just at first it was just with iPhones. Then it was they made us go and get interviewed by NBC4. And then when we took the iguana, and when I got home, I got called by NBC4 3 times to do a story, which they proceeded to get wrong, but they put it on the web, and then we were on the news. But that was really kind of funny because it came up before the commercial and said, "Even an iguana gets adopted at Clear the Shelters. Up next," and it goes to a commercial, and then they come and do this story, and I was on there like you saw my blue and white striped shirt flash up, and that was it.
they said it was for Pierman, who's in Ohio.
At camp.
Grandparents camp.
And I told them, and I said he's visiting his grandparents. Well,
Is that as big as they get?
that's the other.
Get going.
Oh, okay. Joanne loves iguanas. They're all over Key Biscayne.
I'm sure.
And they go
Are
with
they like
that.
we are in a 55 and older?
Well, she's not gonna tell that.
It's like a Delaware.
So,
Cindy, can you go sit with you?
Alina, you missed it.
Amina, you missed it. Ready? Good girl.
Can you just stick them up?
We have
Tell her to stick them up.
so you said with Monica and
living room,
Manuel?
dining room, family room, and change of rooms
Oh, and
on the first floor.
That's right.
And then we have a loft.
Okay,
so
okay, you're next, Sydney. So, I mean,
So
take a piece of
And no basement.
I mean, Harry,
stick them up.
really
And it's wonderful.
Rise up. Rise up.
Mine for us.
Stick them up. Stick them up.
Usually that's
That's outside
that's
of
the
the
They cut the grass, they shovel the snow, they.
Good girl. Now give him
The
this light.
maintenance on the house is Irish, but everything else outside.
Oh, well. Okay, what else?
Nice
Sit.
job.
Guys cutting the grass, my dog was up the mailbox. They came, when he was weed whacking.
Can you show him conga line?
Broke off a part of the shingle
What did you
on the
think
siding.
of
They came in.
Okay, Amina, here's the good one.
Rise up.
Amina, look at this one.
And what do you this is?
Wait, do you like off?
They really are nice. I mean, they just came back from
We
Colombia.
have a big clubhouse.